Stephen Jones joins us now here on 105.3 The Fan. And a good afternoon, sir. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, guys. How you doing?
We're doing good. How would you describe your goals for the rest of the season here with 6 games to go? Do you have like the number 1 seed with a big bullseye on it, or how would you describe your goals for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I think anytime you get into a season, your goal is to win the NFC East if you're the Cowboys, and that's just your first goal, first and foremost, and followed up by you want to win games in the playoffs and ultimately get to the Super Bowl and win it. I mean, that's kind of the situation.
I love it. Stephen, I don't mean to interrupt you, but it sounds like we have a bad connection, and we're going to just go ahead and give you a quick call back here. Maybe he's up in the air working in that, plane office that Jerry Jones was describing the other day. It sounded like that might be possible, right?
Jerry talked about how much you can get done inside that office.
Yeah. So, we'll try to give him a buzz back and maybe get a little bit better of a connection. I could hear what he was saying. Okay, he's ready again. All right, and Stephen Jones is back with us here on The Fan. And, sir, do we got you now?
Hey, technology. I was just trying to use earbuds, and I guess mine don't work.
Okay.
Well, you're coming across crystal clear now.
Yeah, this is great.
Good.
So you got everything in mind, right? You're looking for the Super Bowl if I picked you up right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing here is anytime you go into a season, you're the Dallas Cowboys, your first goal is to win the NFC East, which still is our goal. I know we got to make up some ground here, but we do get to play the Eagles. And then your next goal is to go to the playoffs and have success and ultimately make it to a Super Bowl and win it. I mean, that's, I'm sure everybody's got similar goals in the league, but that's certainly still our goal.
Stephen, I know that you've talked about this quite a bit, but we got to get it out of the way, asking about Odell Beckham Jr.'s coming in on Monday. But I think what we want to focus on is how important is this medical going to be for you and the team to make sure that he clears that before this signing or you move forward with adding him to the team?
Yeah, I think any time a player's coming off an injury, their medical's important. If they're on your team, it's when they're going to get back. Michael Gallup went through that ACL last year, and he did his earlier. So Odell wasn't until the Super Bowl, and we had our hands on him the whole time with Britt Brown, who I think is one of the best in the business with rehab, and got him up and going. And as we all know, Michael's just keeps getting better each week, and that's a typical situation with an ACL. So obviously we want to have him in here and see where he is, and the medical will be important. But certainly he's been working, and from everything we can tell, and hopefully he'll be in great shape.
And is it a deal breaker if he's not necessarily available for this year, and it might just be a move for next year moving forward?
Yeah, it doesn't do us. It's not really productive to get into any of these details just yet until we get him in here and see where we are.
Stephen Jones here with you on 105.3 The Fan. Stephen, does the goal of the Super Bowl seem more realistic this December than even last year when you guys were putting together a great record?
I think I've mentioned, I feel like this team's theirs up. I mean, Dak's gotten back, and we've all seen some of the statistics from scoring offense to yards to, production on percentage of scores on drives, red zone. We're right there at the top and feel like we're climbing versus last year where we, started off strong and, for, several reasons. I think we were just not playing as well offensively down the home stretch as we would have liked. But and then at the same time, this defense, I think, is taking another step. And I think they're certainly playing at a high level. Obviously, some things we need to work on there, continue to improve against the run. Certainly, we need to, as a football team, clean up the penalties. And then, at the end of the day, we all know what wins football games. If you win that turnover margin, then you got a great chance to win the game. So we've got to protect the ball, and then certainly, hopefully, make plays on the ball and turn the ball over from a defensive standpoint.
It's really interesting hearing you talking about that. This is a team that hasn't had Tyron Smith, and Lyle Collins is gone, and Amari Cooper is gone. Why do you think the offense is better than last year's at this time?
Well, I just think, some young guys have really stepped up. I think Terrence Steele's done a great job at that right tackle position that Lyle used to man and did a great job for so many years. Certainly Tyler Smith is a rookie who didn't even practice it in the off season or most of training camp, stepped in at left tackle where he played in college and has really done a great job for us. And, of course, Connor McGovern stepping in there at left guard for Connor Williams. I just think that group's really played well. And then, it certainly makes you feel good that we got, one of the best left tackles to play the game over the last 10, 12 years coming back. And he's really doing great in his rehab and should be right around the corner there. And that should just add to what already is, I think, a strong offensive line when you got a guy like Jason Peters and you got Farniok, and obviously one of these guys is going to, be depth as well. So we've just got a good group in the offensive line front. We're running the ball, I think, better and better each week, and certainly doing a great job of protecting Dak. So that offensive line group, hats off to them. They're doing a great job.
We were just talking about this like 10 minutes ago. How would you guys handle it if Terrence Steele couldn't go because of illness or something? How would you move him around?
Well, we know Ball right now is our backup right tackle, and he got in the game the other day and really did a nice job. So, that's just something if something happened like that, we would, as Mike likes to say, get our best five out there. But we also, they got to be the best five at, doing that particular spot. Some guys are very versatile and can play across the line. Some guys, they're just better on the left side or the right side. So all that'll go into the equation if something were to happen to Steele or he were to have, come down with the flu or something where he couldn't play the game.
Stephen, it's probably an unfair question for a guy that sits on the competition committee, but how do you – the penalties, as you mentioned, are a problem, but how about the inconsistencies of officials in the league? Do you worry about you saying, yeah, we need to improve on penalties, but it seems like from official to official, game to game, you're getting maybe some inconsistencies there that might hurt you getting back to taking care of those penalties. Is that something that you think about, you worry about, as you're trying to correct these things?
Well, every team has that issue, Brian. At the end of the day, no one's getting the same crew week in and week out. So, and there are, each crew has things that they tend to be more focused on. And, I think that's just, that's part of it. You have to be aware of it. You have to coach it up with your team in terms of knowing what that crew looks at. Some are more apt to be into the holding calls. Some are more apt to be into DPI and OPI. Some of them are more into the, keeping control of the game and, we'll call a tight game when it comes to personal fouls and things of that nature. So, you just got to coach your team up to that. And Mike is very aware of that, and we've just got to continue, to put discipline into it and clean these things up, especially the pre-snap penalties, which, we've, gotten into that a little bit the last few games. So, that is what it is. I mean, most officials are very consistent when it comes to pre-snap penalties, and we just got to be better at it.
Stephen, we are inside the greatness of Rally House right now in Arlington, surrounded by all sorts of great Cowboys gear. I can't help but be fixated on the Tony Dorsett Thanksgiving throwback kind of jersey. You just wore those uniforms. I know you got to jump through a lot of hoops in order to pull something like this off, like switching the uniform. But can even you acknowledge that those throwback Thanksgiving Cowboy uniforms are the top dogs?
I really like them. I do like them. And it's certainly I think our fans do as well, and I think it's great that the league allows us to, have these alternative uniforms. I just think people enjoy it. Obviously, we've got, our number one thing is our tradition and our traditional jerseys, but it's great to be able to go out there and have your throwbacks and wear them on a holiday week there, like we do at Thanksgiving a lot of times.
It's Stephen Jones here with you on The Fan. Last time it was Cowboys and Colts. They threw a surprise shutout on us. It was pretty surprising. How confident are you that you can take care of business and keep this success going?
Well, the last thing you want to be is overconfident in this league. You'll be humbled immediately. and they pay their guys too. They've got great players that play for the Colts over there. We're going to have our work cut out for us. They got a veteran quarterback in Matt Ryan who knows how to play this game, and great running back over there. And of course, that's been what most people feel like is our Achilles heel, is stopping the run. So we'll get a good dose of that, I'm sure. And we'll just have our work cut out for us. They're strong on defense, and we've got to come in there and be prepared to play our best game, or in this league, you'll end up losing it.
We are also surrounded by a ton of TCU gear. You got that Big 12 championship game happening at AT&T Stadium with K-State and TCU. Also, college football expansion going to 12 teams. You got the Cotton Bowl as one of the semifinal hosts. What do you think about that college football expansion?
Well, I'm actually think it's going to be exciting. I always like it when more teams, have a chance to be in the mix. And right now with the 4, it's you got to be the cream of the crop, no questions asked. And I think expanding it and giving some teams that may be gaining momentum down the home stretch that maybe dropped 1 or 2 early and have really come on, I think it's going to be exciting for college football fans. And certainly it's great that the Cotton Bowl, which is played, of course, right there at AT&T Stadium, that they're in the mix. I mean, Rick Baker and, that group of men over there that man that board, they do a great job. I've never heard anything but what a great host and what a great bowl game the Cotton Bowl is, and certainly glad to have it right there at AT&T Stadium, and glad they'll be one of the top bowls right off the bat when they expand to 12.
And, of course, they're putting that World Cup at AT&T coming up in 2026. Are you enjoying this tournament? Are you going to be watching tomorrow morning?
I am. I'm through and through. I mean, how do you not get fired up about watching your country go be competitive, whether it's Olympics, whether it's World Cup? It's exciting to do it. And even if you're not a soccer fan, I bet everybody's tuning in. And it seems like a great group of young men who are very competitive, doing a great job for the USA over in Qatar. So it's going to be fun to turn on the TV and watch these guys compete.
I can't wait till 2026 to come out to y'all's spot and watch them play. And how exciting would it be if you guys could get the semifinal or the final, huh?
Well, it'd be outstanding. I mean, certainly that's why we decided to invest the type of money we invested, 12-plus years ago when no one had ever built $1 billion stadium in our country. And, it's what you want to build it for is for events like this, and to get to have an opportunity maybe to have, some of the bigger games, whether it's a semifinal, a final, an opening game, whatever that may be. I think we've put ourselves in a great position maybe to get one of those top games. So it'd certainly be an honor, and certainly look forward, as you do, to attending and seeing the World Cup, a big World Cup match in AT&T Stadium.
Well, that sounds great. Thanks so much again for your time, sir, and give him hell. We'll be pulling for you.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.